All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Juan Ramos,
How are you employed?
as a detective for the Tampa Police Department
And how long have you been with the Tampa Police Department?
since October 13, 2015.
And where were you assigned in June of 2024?
Homicide.
Were you assigned as the lead investigator into the homicide of Charles Jones and the attempted homicide of 3 other members of his party?
I was.
And as the lead detective in this case, did you respond to Georgia on June 26th of 2024?
I did.
Why did you respond to that location?
We had probable cause for 2 vehicles, suspect vehicles that were used in the homicide, and I was notified that one of those vehicles was captured in Gwinnett County, Georgia, so I responded out there for that.
And this is 3 days after the homicide had occurred, is that correct?
Correct.
And you said at this point it was probable cause just for the vehicles involved, is that correct?
Correct.
At this point in your investigation, had you developed probable cause for any suspects?
No.
Had you at that point already viewed and obtained video footage from the crime scene as well as the 2 other locations the victim had been prior to his homicide?
Yes.
And is that what let me ask you this, what was the basis for the probable cause for the 2 vehicles and what were the 2 vehicles?
Yeah, the 2 vehicles were a silver Chevy Cruze and a black Impala, and the basis for the probable cause was video collected at multiple scenes that the victim was seen at throughout the night right before he was murdered, and license plate readers and stuff like that.
And so had you at that point identified the license plates both for a silver Chevy Cruze as well as a black Chevy Impala?
Correct.
Did you run the tags on both of those vehicles?
Yes.
And those had been identified as the 2 vehicles involved in the offenses, is that correct?
Yes.
Now, you had been contacted by Gwinnett County Police in Georgia on June 26th of 2024. Who contacted you?
Lieutenant Christopher Cheeks.
And what did he brief you as to that particular vehicle?
He briefed me that the Silver Cruze was hitting off of license plate readers in their area, and that he was closing in on where he believed the vehicle was. And then he kept me updated and eventually told me that he found the vehicle.
And when approximately did you get alerted that the vehicle had been located?
Between 5 and 7 a.m. on the morning of June 26, 2024.
And when you got that information, were you given details as to whether or not any people or persons were located within the vehicle at the time the vehicle was located?
Yes, I was told that the defendant, Rashad Murphy, was driving the vehicle when they attempted to take it into custody, and then he resisted by trying to run away from it.
Was he taken in custody and arrested by Gwinnett County Police Department?
Yes.
And that was based on unrelated charges, is that correct?
Correct.
Has nothing to do with the homicide here in Tampa?
No.
And based on that, what did you do?
My second lead, Detective Campbell, and I drove out to Gwinnett.
Now, you said that you had PC for that vehicle involving your case, is that correct?
Correct.
Had a search warrant been obtained prior to that?
No.
Did you know where the vehicle was?
No.
And after you found out the location of your vehicle, did you get a search warrant, a joint search warrant for that vehicle in Georgia through Gwinnett Police Department?
Yes.
Now, you said you and your partner at the time, Detective Campbell, went up to Georgia, is that correct?
Correct.
For what purpose?
To facilitate the capture of the vehicle and the process of the vehicle, and then to attempt to interview defendant Rashad Murphy.
Was there additional investigation done by Gwinnett County Police Department into who owned that vehicle or who may have been with Rashad Murphy at the time?
Yes.
And who was that?
The person with the defendant was Charmaine Steiger.
Were you briefed as to whether or not she was in the vehicle at the time Mr. Murphy was pulled over, or was she located somewhere else?
Yeah, I was told that she was in a hotel room, inside of a hotel room in the parking, the hotel that the vehicle was captured in.
When the vehicle was captured, was there a cell phone that was located within the vehicle, the silver Chevy Cruze that Rashad Murphy was driving?
Correct.
Was that cell phone, was it seized?
Yes.
And was that part of an investigation that Gwinnett County did prior to you getting up to that location in Georgia?
Yes.
Was that phone searched by anyone in Gwinnett County prior to you getting there?
No.
And when you got to Gwinnett County, did you speak with or did you ask to interview the defendant, Rashad Murphy?
Yes.
And is Mr. Murphy, is he present in the courtroom today?
He is. He's here somewhere. I saw him. Behind you.
I'm sorry, I'm blocking.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Oh, he do the highway. All right,
The record
cool.
should so reflect.
And
I'm
where
gonna
did
show
that
y'all
interview take place?
So I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna show y'all something because we got the actual footage from that, and I figure y'all I'm just trying to make this like very just to show you as much as I can, because I mean you can watch the court hearing if you want it, you know. But I want to show y'all some stuff as we're doing this, because remember, I watched a lot of this stuff as it was kind of like unfolding. So it's like video footage of every doggone thing out here. So just in case y'all didn't see this part, I'm gonna show this to you guys. Let me see if I can rewind it. Wait a minute.
No.
So this is who they talking about right now. They got arrested, but let me show y'all let me see if I can get the entire thing to come back up. I don't know how to, I'm trying to figure out how to rewind it. I don't know. So they got the audio cut down, but this is him getting arrested. Let me see if I can start it over because it was like the funniest arrest. Oh, here we go. Okay, here we go. Look at this mess. You see this big gun? Oh my goodness. So this is going to be our guy, Rashad Murphy, back here in the background. But this is like the funniest stuff. So I'm assuming he's at a hotel. He's over there in Georgia, guys. He's over there in Georgia. So let's look this thing. So this is him coming out of the room. Wait a minute. And he got the little puppy.
He's compliant. Crawl towards me. Crawl. Keep crawling. Keep crawling. Crawl towards me.
Drop that book now.
Drop the book.
He say, please. The dog say he don't know what is going on. Dog running from one ear to the other ear like a dog.
My foot broke.
Like,
No.
He say, please. Oh gosh, these people like, and if this is him right here, this is the same guy, guys. So that was funny because I'm like, oh my goodness, the polo puppy. I feel bad for the puppy. The puppy, like, I don't know which way to go. I don't know to go here or go there. I don't know, but these guns are too big. I'm going back over here with these guns at. So let's go ahead and finish listening to what Detective Ramos has to say in regards to that, how he got arrested and why he got arrested and the things. So here we go.
In an interview room at the Gwinnett County Police Department facility.
And at some point, do they have audio? Do they have recording ability or capabilities there?
I can't recall there. I know that I had an audio device and I recorded it.
And
yes.
you did it yourself, is that correct?
Correct.
He was not under arrest at the time for the charges here in Hillsborough County, is that correct?
Correct.
And prior to coming to court, did I ask you to look at and listen to, or look at a DVD marked States Exhibit 1 that contained your audio recording and then initial it so you could recognize it later?
Yes.
Then at this time, we introduce into evidence States Exhibit number 1.
Any objection? No objection. Okay, admitted.
Detective Ramos, is this a fair and accurate audio recording of the interview that you attempted to conduct with the defendant, Rashad Murphy?
Correct.
Who was present in the room?
Myself, Detective Campbell, and Rashad Murphy.
And did you introduce yourself and explain who you were?
Yes.
And did you read to him what is known as Miranda rights?
Yes.
And did he understand and appear to understand what you said when you went through his Miranda rights with him?
Yes.
And during the course of reading the Miranda rights, did he indicate to you that he wanted to talk to you?
He said he wanted to talk to a lawyer.
And after he informed you that he wanted to talk to a lawyer, what did you do?
I made no further attempts to interview him on this offense.
So you terminated the interview, is that correct?
Yes, we spoke for a couple minutes after, but it was just preliminary information and I was giving him.
Your Honor, may we publish the States Exhibit 1?
Yes.
And Detective Ramos, was that the entirety of the interview that you had was captured on this audio?
Correct.
Less than 5 minutes?
Around there, correct.
How you doing, man? How you doing, sir? My name is Detective Juan Ramos. I am with the Tampa Police Department Homicide Unit. This is my partner, Detective Aaron Campbell. Also, you look like you're down up right. You all right now? Okay. All right, cool. Listen, we apologize, one, about, whatever's been going on. I don't know what's going on with Grant right now. They have that thing going on, but we're here about something completely different, okay? Obviously, because you are under arrest, I have to afford you the opportunity to inform me your rights. You guys say you don't have to talk to us if you don't want to. That's totally up to you. You get to make that choice, all right? Yeah. I think you got to resist charges and they'll go with it. Can't speak for fucking, you know, I don't go to them like, we are talking to you right now, we just talk about you do your rights. Okay, before, I promise you, I'm gonna have all the answers. I'm gonna have all the answers for you, okay? But I have been, the game, okay? I legally have to explain this to you, and then I'll feel free to ask any questions you have if I can, okay? Just so you know, you have the right to remain silent. If you give up right to remain silent, anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to consult with an attorney before you make a statement or answer any question, and the right to have an attorney present during questioning. If you want an attorney, but not afford to hire an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you before during questioning free of charge. You have the right to use any of these rights at any time you want during the interview. You may stop this interview at any time. And you understand those rights? Okay. Can you spell out your name for me? And then the last name? Okay, and then this would just say, you have these rights read to you and you understand them, and then if you want to make the choice to talk to us, you would just initial here and then print and sign here, okay? It's up to you, all right?
I really don't know.
Okay. Okay, so just so you understand, this is not about what they did to you, okay? We are with the Tampa Police Homicide Unit, okay? We want to talk to you about something that happened in Tampa.
Just for the confusion.
Yeah, just so that, yeah.
About this, we're not.
Yeah.
We're to talk to you about campus stuff.
Okay.
And you want to talk to us, you have to let us know.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we wouldn't be doing our jobs if we didn't afford you the opportunity, okay, to have this, this is an opportunity that has to be afforded to you, okay? If you want to talk to us and we can talk out a little bit what's going on in Tampa, we can talk. That's why we're here. We're here to give you the opportunity to talk about what's going on in Tampa. And that may or may not include, to give you the opportunity to say, hey, if you have no involvement, you have no knowledge, but in order for you to tell us that, we have to, agree to talk to us. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you, though.
I'm
How about your shoulder? Oh, shoot. That look right. Yeah.
Is it still dislocated or they put it back in?
You got, oh, you got rid of it. Yeah, I got rid of the
Okay, well, we're sorry that happened to you.
Hey, it's a short shoulder, my right hand.
Let's, okay, just for the report, just verify something. We're just, that's fine. Do you want my card? Okay. I'm gonna put my cell phone number on the back of it, okay? That's my direct line. You can call or text or, at any time, all right? And then my email and desk number is at the front, all right? If you're gonna consult with a lawyer and your lawyer wants to reach out to me and talk to me, or you wanna reach out to me and talk to me, I'm available 24/7. Okay.
You get a phone number for you?
Yes. I'm sorry, 904-327-6899, okay? Okay. 092. Who's your wife? Sure, are you guys legally married? Okay.
We've been together since we're 13.
Oh, wow, okay.
Oh, you? Okay, you got them together.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, all right, all right, well, since you've asked for your lawyer, we're gonna terminate this interview, okay? I'm gonna turn this recorder off, all right?
Detective Ramos, after that interview, after the recorder was shut off, did you make any other attempts to interview the defendant, Rashad Murphy?
No.
And did you, at some point, after you left Georgia and conducted the investigation, that portion of it, did you at some point contact Detective Christopher Drabeck with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office?
Yes.
Who is Detective Drabeck in relation to this particular investigation? What was his role?
He was assisting me in Jacksonville. He was essentially the lead detective in Jacksonville, my second in Jacksonville.
Was a lot of the investigation in this particular case done in Jacksonville and some of the evidence and search warrants conducted there?
Yes.
And was he the person that you would go to whenever you needed assistance or any of the searches done in Jacksonville?
Correct.
At some point during a briefing with Detective Drabeck, did you brief him as to what occurred in Georgia?
Yes.
And did that include the fact that the defendant that you attempted an interview and that he invoked and requested an attorney?
Yes.
Was the defendant arrested on that day for any charges related to the homicide and related offenses that occurred here in Tampa on June 23rd of 2024?
No.
Was he in custody and was he arrested for separate charges that occurred in Georgia during the stop of that vehicle?
Yes.
Eventually, was he released from Georgia on that charge?
Correct.
When was the arrest warrant issued for the arrest of Rashad Murphy related to these charges?
Saturday morning, July 27th, 2024.
And so approximately a month after you had that interview with him in Georgia?
A little over a month, yeah.
A little over a month.
Day or two over a month.
And where was he arrested?
He was arrested in Jacksonville, Florida.
Where were you at the time?
In Tampa.
And at that point, did you, how were you alerted to the defendant's arrest?
He was arrested, I think, 3 days after on July 30th, and I was called by Drabeck in Jacksonville.
And at some point, was there a request made by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office to conduct another interview of him regarding this particular case?
Yes.
Were you available to do it at the time?
At the time, no.
And so who did you request do that?
Again, who would have been the lead in Jacksonville, Christopher Drabeck.
And then at some point, were you then briefed by Detective Drabeck that he was able to conduct a recorded Mirandized interview with the defendant?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time we pass the witness.
Okay, cross.
Good morning, Detective Ramos.
Morning, sir.
So, Detective Ramos, the interview that took place in Gwinnett County was on June 26, 2024, correct?
Correct.
And during the course of your initial interaction with Mr. Murphy, you read him Miranda in its entirety, correct?
Correct.
Did you do that by memory? Did you do it by a card or a piece of paper that you carry with you on a regular basis?
I believe that specific incident. Sometimes it's a card, sometimes it's the 310 form, the Tampa Police form. I think that form that time we had the 310 form.
Okay. And that 310 form gives Mr. Murphy the entirety of his Miranda rights in every respect, correct?
Correct. Typically, I'll read it and then I'll have them review it as well and look at it and then initial and sign if they agree.
And you explained it to him, correct?
Correct.
You asked him whether or not he understood Miranda, correct?
Correct.
And you asked him specifically if he wanted to exercise the right to speak to you, correct?
Correct.
During the course of the inception of this investigation, you were coordinating with Jacksonville because at that particular time, you had made a determination that the vehicles that were involved in the surveillance had Jacksonville plates or plates and owners that resided in Jacksonville, correct?
That was one of the pieces, yes.
And you were in communication with the Jacksonville detectives, specifically Detective Drabeck, on a regular basis
Correct.
throughout the investigation, and certainly in its inception when you were attempting to try to put things together.
Yes, correct.
And after the interview with Mr. Murphy, you communicated on a regular basis with Detective Drabeck. He knew you went to Gwinnett County.
Correct.
You told him that you had exercised or you had read Mr. Murphy Miranda, and he had exercised his right to not speak to you, correct?
Yeah, I told Drabeck that he invoked that we got no statement from Rashad.
Okay. And he was not arrested on that day because you didn't have any probable cause to arrest him, correct?
Correct.
And it's also a fact that you went there because you were going to interview him about this particular murder, not the resisting arrest without violence that he was actually arrested for in Gwinnett.
I was there for the murder in Tampa, yes.
You told him that, didn't you?
I told him that I was with homicide and I was from Tampa, correct.
Right. And you were investigating an incident in Tampa. Detective Campbell told him, look, we're here because of Tampa.
Correct.
Detective Drabeck also knew that Charmaine Steiger, Mr. Murphy's girlfriend, was also detained in Gwinnett County, correct?
She wasn't detained, but he knew that she was present.
Well, when she was being interviewed, was she free to leave, to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, yes. Gwinnett had explained to her that they had no reason to hold her. She elected to wait there for the vehicle.
I don't have anything further.
Okay, redirect.
No redirect, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Detective Ramos. You can step back outside. Any other witnesses?
Yes, the state calls Detective Christopher Drabeck. Oh, I gotta show it.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your full name for the record.
My name is Christopher Drabeck
How are you employed?
with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
And were you employed with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office in June of 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
What unit were you assigned to at that time?
I was assigned to the gang unit.
During June of 2024, at some point, did law enforcement officers from the Tampa Police Department contact you with regards to the homicide of Charles Jones?
Yes,
What day did that occur?
it was in the morning of the incident.
And as that investigation was unfolding in Tampa, were you assigned a particular role to assist the Tampa Police Department?
Specifically that day, I was the on-call detective with the gang investigations unit. My supervisor reached out to me and informed me that Tampa Police Department was inquiring information relative to the death of Charles Jones. So I reached out to Tampa Police Department and began assisting in whatever way I could.
And how are you familiar with that name, Charles Jones?
He is a prominent member of the criminal gang 6 Block in Jacksonville.
During the course of the investigation by the Tampa Police Department, did you routinely get phone calls from Detective Juan Ramos, the lead homicide investigator assigned to the case?
Yes,
And did he often brief you with updates and seek intelligence based on your knowledge in Jacksonville gangs during the course of this investigation?
yes,
At some point on June 26th of 2024 or after, did he contact you and give you an update as to the investigation that he did in Gwinnett County, Georgia?
he was routinely updating me in reference to his efforts as it related to that case.
Did he update you and brief you as to the locating the silver Chevy Cruze and coming in contact with a person by the name of Rashad Murphy?
Yes, ma'am.
Did he indicate to you, or what did he tell you with regards to his interaction with Mr. Murphy while he was in Gwinnett County, Georgia?
He advised that he attempted to interview Rashad Murphy, and it was a very short interview, and it concluded with Mr. Murphy invoking his rights.
And at some point, did you, even after that point, did you continue to assist Detective Ramos with different parts and aspects of this investigation, including the execution of search warrants and any other assistance that he needed done in Jacksonville, Florida?
Yes,
At some point, were you alerted that there were arrest warrants that were done for all of the defendants in this case, including Rashad Murphy?
yes.
When did that happen?
Sometime in July, approximately a month later after the incident.
And you said, so July of 2024, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there who were the first individuals that were located and arrested?
There were 3 defendants arrested initially. It was Isaiah Chance, Alicia Andrews, and Sean Gathright.
And was there a period of time that elapsed before Rashad Murphy was able to be located and arrested?
Yes,
When did that happen? Do
I believe it was a period of less than a week, a few days after the first 3 were arrested.
you remember the date that he was arrested on?
I believe it was July 29th or July 30th.
When he was arrested, were you present during the arrest of Rashad Murphy, or were you alerted by other gang members in your unit?
I was informed that he had been arrested.
At some point, did Detective Ramos ask or request of you to conduct a Mirandized interview of Rashad Murphy after he was arrested?
Yes, ma'am.
And when did that take place?
The evening he was arrested.
And was that on July 30th of 2024?
Yes,
And was it kind of in the early morning hours?
yes, ma'am.
Where did the interview take place?
It took place at our Crime Gun Intelligence Center in Jacksonville, Florida.
And he had been arrested for the homicide and all of the related charges that occurred here in Tampa. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Who was present when you did the interview of the defendant?
It was myself and Detective Craig Griffin.
Was that interview audio and video recorded?
Yes,
Did you read the defendant his constitutional Miranda rights?
I did.
Did you actually ask him to read some of that form himself, just so you could ascertain his ability to read and write?
I did.
Did he have any did he have any problem or any issue understanding when you were going over the Miranda rights with him?
No.
Prior to conducting the interview, were you aware, prior to conducting that, you said it had already been indicated to you that he had previously invoked, is that correct, and requested an attorney?
Yes.
But how long had that been when that occurred?
Approximately 1 month.
And after you went over the Miranda form with his rights on it, did you ask him to sign and date it and acknowledge that he understood all of those rights?
I did.
Is there also some preliminary background questions that you go over with him just to make sure or ensure that he is cognizant and he can comprehend everything that is going on?
Yes.
Prior to coming here today, did I show you what's been marked State's Exhibit number 2 and ask you to view it so that you could recognize this particular DVD as the video that you had done with the defendant, Rashad Murphy, on July 30th of 2024?
Yes,
And did you initial and date it?
I did. And I see them at the top of the disc.
Your Honor, at this time, we'd introduce into evidence State's Exhibit number 2.
Any objection? Okay, admitted.
And the room that he is placed in while he's waiting to be interviewed, is the video recording going the entire time that he is in there?
Yes.
At some point, is he provided a blanket?
Yes.
All right, go sit down. Let's do like find some scissors. I'll send someone I'll get in here to get those off you, all right? So just sit down.
And for the record, you're publishing the exhibit. It looks like you're fast forwarding to a certain section, correct?
Yes, Judge, and I've already discussed it with defense counsel that there's about an hour of dead space, so we're going to fast forward it to when the detective actually comes
Which
in.
for the record is at what point in time?
It's like at 1 minute, Judge. I'm sorry, 1 hour.
I had to get one of these in the entire. You want one? You take these? You were happy?
I lay it off the rack.
Bad for you? I hear that too. But I used to do this thing called chewing like tobacco, and it's pretty bad for you as well. So I'm happy I'm not doing that anymore. Chew tobacco?
Yeah.
Well, I used to rip cigs, but then I kind of started chewing. Anywho, before I can speak to you about obviously whatever conversations we have, I just have to do this first. If you have any questions at all about it, just let me know and I'll be happy to explain it. Okay? Are you able to read?
Yes.
You are? Okay. Sure.
Yeah, I know how everybody should on YouTube, but.
Yeah. Well, let me tell you something. All the things you've ever watched on YouTube, right? Hear me out, because I understand your question. Listen to me. I've been doing this job for a hot minute, so I understand your question. But your question is in reference to Jacksonville videos. We have probably different record request laws than what maybe Tampa might have, right? This isn't a Jacksonville case. You feel me?
Yeah.
So the conversation we have is important, but I do understand your concern. And I can promise you that what your concern is directed to like crime circus and all that shit you see on YouTube, that's Jacksonville related. We don't have control of that in Jacksonville. Tampa's a different story. Does that make sense? Can you demonstrate you're able to read by reading that first line for me? Perfect. I'm going to read the rest. And if you have any other questions, Rashad, do people like Rashad? Just let me know. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before you make a statement or before any questions are asked of you, and to have a lawyer with you during any questioning. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questioning if you wish. And if you do answer questions without a lawyer present, you will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult with a lawyer. Do you understand all that? Okay. Do you know how to sign your name? Okay. If you could print your first and last name on that line, and then sign your name on that line, and then once you do that, I'm gonna write my information just above yours. You're fine, man. It's like creeping up on 3 a.m. Don't blame you.
That blanket help you out any?
Yes, sir. Holy smokes. I mean, hold piece of paper. Oh, that's fine, buddy. I mean, if you're, yeah, just, look, that's fine. I'm good with that. Just sign your name and I'll sign right above it. Mine's not a hell of a lot better anyway, so. My name is Chris. I don't know if I introduced myself when we were talking the first time, but this is my ID number. It's 78576. Some people call it a badge number, but that's mine. There's a couple questions down here. I'm just going to go through real quick. Sir, what's your date of birth? Damn, you almost got 420. So you get to celebrate 2 days in a row. Okay. So how old does that make you? You probably 30? Big 30. Congrats. What's your highest level of education?
My highest level of education, like 12, but really 11. I just got stuff on it.
Did you graduate high school? What was the last high school you went to? Okay, so you were a, was it a Stingray?
Yes, sir.
Nice. You can read, sir, you can also write, is that correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay. It's just a question I'm gonna ask. Have you had any alcohol today? Mm-hmm.
That was earlier.
What time was that?
Like 11, 12 afternoon, like 11 hours.
11 a.m., 12 p.m. What were you drinking? Just a beer?
Drinking it's like a wine cooler.
Okay, like a little White Claw?
You know, with the
behind you?
You know, tourniquets, like the little orange.
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
The tourniquet, it's like a shot, like a healthy shot.
Okay. I haven't.
Tourniquet mixed with it's like it's a tourniquet you drink.
It sounds like something I would probably like.
You make you wake it up? Get you energy, anything like that?
Okay. Just get you in the mood. Have you had any drugs today?
I just want to be out on the drugs.
Have you smoked any, I'm sorry, have you smoked any marijuana today?
Around the same time.
Around the same time?
Yes, sir.
Have you smoked your weed? You rip GDs or you blunts?
Nice. I heard black rabbits. I don't like smoking rabbits because I don't like how shit is.
Rashad, do you wear any glasses?
You know, wear glasses. I used to wear glasses. I don't know.
So no.
And I never wear glasses. Like since my list, when I was on the shiny, my brother like smoking.
Do you wear contacts?
Contacts.
Do you have any mental health conditions? You said physical health?
Like I hurt my shoulder.
Shoulder?
Yeah.
Did you have injuries? Cold injuries? You talk about?
The judge was like, I've been going to the doctor, going on trouble, but the judge was like, I'm at the judge, my shoulder, I never feel like they really like broke it. They broke it. I've been like that.
Do you play football?
So,
What high school you play at?
Coach Jackson,
What position you play?
running back, receiver.
Okay. I used to, so I'm around the same age as you. I used to play at Lights. Maybe we,
So you know, Preston Edwards, Richard Montgomery.
Casey Turner, Kevin Parker, Kevin
I
House.
played with like Steph Durham and Preston Edwards. Steph
Where
Durham.
they play at?
Steph Durham, he's a coach for Wilson High School.
Okay.
Yeah, but he used to go on Traffic Tech.
Okay. So you were playing when like Lewis Nix was playing when he was at Reigns. He was the big defensive lineman at
I went
Reigns.
to that coach 2012, like 7 years.
Okay. Damn, so you was in there when it was
Yeah, like
fresh off. Yeah. So today is July 30th, 2024, and the current time is 0304. This is 311 West Monroe Street. You mentioned watching YouTube videos. I'm sure you've seen this room many times, right? This is my office. This is at the state attorney's office. This is what we call a satellite.
When David wanted to talk to me, like, he'll like probably take me outside room and hit the back, like, you can, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a little different.
But you said it's not y'all, you know what I'm saying?
It's not. No, it's not. You know that. And yeah, no, I'm being a man telling you that. However, I will tell you that this is campus investigation, and you're probably confused why they're not in here, right?
I really want, like, I don't want to talk to them because, like,
They're nasty.
nah, they don't know me, you know what I'm saying?
They don't know
Like,
Jacksonville shit.
They don't know, they don't know, so like,
I agree.
trying to, like, talk to them and help me.
Chop it up, you can't.
Because it's like, you know what I'm saying, because I don't, it's like, 6 minutes is good, like, if somebody put me on game about something, they're not know how to,
Sure.
but like, ain't nobody like, put me on, you know what I'm saying, they really left me in the line, so like, if I was in the line, I wouldn't got in the car, and I wouldn't let nobody.
Well, in their defense, I think it's also fair to say that whenever you did talk to them that first time, they were probably really overwhelmed with a lot.
Which
Which
is
is
having to travel,
That's
having to travel 8 hours and all that, city, so like.
Yeah.
I respect it.
true. I think that's everything for me. Just send that.
I gave my family my Jesus Collar book.
Your what book?
My Jesus Collar.
Jesus Caller?
Jesus Collar. Like the book I had before I walked out the door.
Did you have it? And you,
Yeah, I had it.
or is it still in the apartment?
No, I brought it out.
Okay. Did you ask someone to do that?
What? Yeah, I told them to get.
I can promise you if you.
I read it with my kids every day.
How many kids you got?
I got 4, and I'm raising my son and sister, so like 6, because I'm most left, so I got like 6 kids.
You've got 6 children.
4 of my
And about 4 of them are yours. How old is your oldest?
My oldest is 11. My second child is 8. Prosper, he just turned 7 June 23rd.
Okay.
Gabrielle, she is 26 November 1st.
Wow, you got a little army, dude. You get to see them every day? Are they always with you?
Yeah, my kids are.
Okay, that's fantastic. I'm sure you really appreciate that.
I don't even, like, I don't even no more than a week for my kids.
Yeah. So I think it's fair to say there's probably no secret why you're here. Ultimately, what I was getting at, the reason Tampa isn't here, they've got a lot going on. So they asked us to step in. Unfortunately, what that means for us is since we didn't do the investigation ourselves, I can't really, because I used to work in the homicide unit before Jacksonville, I don't anymore. But unfortunately, what that means for us is if you were to lie about anything, I probably wouldn't be able to call you out on it. That's what I like to do for my cases. This isn't my case. But I say that to say, let's be honest as we can. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I know I have probably a few, but I'll let you have the room and you can start off wherever you'd like. How do you feel like you ended up here?
I ended up here about like not about letting people hold stuff and put stuff in my name. Like that's just like it's the typical thing. When people can get Airbnbs and all that.
Your Honor, I'm going to stop it at 1 hour and 11 minutes and
Yes, ma'am.
36 seconds into it. I know that Mr. Gonzalez and I agreed that the entirety is on this recording. I'm sorry, on this DVD, as well as you have a transcript of it. Okay, very good.
And Judge, just to supplement that, I will be arguing and giving the court some context about specific statements made that are not going to be testified to under oath, but stipulated to by way of the video being the best evidence of what was said.
Sure. Okay. Detective Drabeck, during the course of that interview that you just watched, when you were going over his Miranda rights, you explained to him that this was specifically in regards to the Tampa homicide. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did he ever indicate to you after you read those Miranda rights or during the entirety of the interview that he wanted a lawyer or state that he did not want to talk to you about this incident?
No.
Your Honor, at this time we pass the witness. Okay, cross.
Morning, Detective.
Morning.
So just to give some context in regards to what we doing here and why we looking at this video. The defense is trying to say because of the first initial contact that Mr. Murphy had with Detective Ramos, maybe 2-3 weeks earlier, when he stated that he wanted to talk to an attorney, and they stopped the interview, right? They did let him go because they didn't have enough to charge him on because he originally was in there regarding the arrest warrant in Florida, in Georgia. The defense is trying to argue because he requested a lawyer at the first interview with Detective Ramos. When this detective came and this officer came to question him, it should have flowed over. Like it was a continuance of I want a lawyer. Like, I don't think that it works like that. Like, but they're trying to say it's a continuation of I need a lawyer or I want a lawyer or I don't want to talk to you. I plead, I invoke, my Fifth Amendment, whatever they're doing. But they're acting like it rolls over. So in this portion, the reason why they showed that video is because during that period of time when he was read his Miranda rights or anything like that, he did not ask for a lawyer this time, right? And his attorney is saying, well, he didn't ask for a lawyer because he asked for a lawyer the last time, so it rolls over. It's a rolling objection. Yeah, and I guess that's the same thing that they're trying to say, Drunky, is that he only has to ask for a lawyer once, but this is like an arrest The detective comes in, Detective Ramos comes in and talks to him. He asks for a lawyer. He is released at that point in time because they were only looking into his crimes that he committed in regards to a Georgia case. Then they collected enough evidence to charge him in the Foolio redrum case, so they arrested him again. And this time, when he's read his Miranda rights, he doesn't answer. So, is it a rolling thing? No, it's not in the same. Yeah, like he left and came back. Like, is this just because it's the same issue? And that's what the defense is trying to say. The defense is trying to say, look, it's a continuing request for a lawyer. Just because you change detectives and you arrest me and rearrest me, it doesn't change anything. So that's what they're arguing. That's why they want to try to get this interview thrown out, because this is the interview where he must say some stuff or do some stuff that the lawyer don't want coming in just talking too much. All right, for life, right? Like nobody can talk to me about any crimes that I've committed, because I am requesting a lawyer no matter when you read me my Miranda rights. And I don't think it's like a broad-based cover, and that's what they're trying to say. But let's listen to the arguments.
So, Detective, just so I'm sure I understand the chronology here, in communication with Detective Ramos during the inception of this investigation, you were aware that approximately a month prior, Mr. Murphy had invoked when Detective Ramos traveled to Gwinnett County, correct?
Yes, sir.
And throughout that process, you
see, y'all heard it. So he invoked. Okay, that's the word I was looking for. He invoked for an attorney a month prior to Detective Ramos. I knew. Chris up here like, look, I don't know what he did. I ain't got nothing to do with that. We arrested him on this day here. And I asked the same questions. He didn't invoke with me. I think he had every right to kind of keep going at it, right? They be trying to pull any move that they can. Remember, these guys are facing the DP. So, I mean, I guess you got to pull it out of the bucket. You got to figure out which way to try to make this seem like there was some flawed investigation. I guess you got to do whatever you can, huh?
continued on kind of a live basis, on a regular basis, to collaborate with each other as it relates to the investigation going on in Tampa and the investigation side that was in Jacksonville, correct?
Yes, sir.
And the precipice for the interview that occurred on July 30th was Mr. Murphy's arrest in Jacksonville for that murder.
Yes.
And that was the same murder or the same set of facts that Detective Ramos went to Gwinnett County to interview him for a month earlier.
As far as I'm aware, yes.
And you would agree with me that although you may not recollect verbatim every word that occurred during your portion of Mr. Murphy's interview on that date and his responses on that date, that the video and the audio and the transcript of the interview would be correct as to what was said between you.
Yes, sir.
The July 30th interview was not initiated by Mr. Murphy, correct?
Correct.
And was it Detective Ramos that contacted you, or vice versa, you contacting him saying, hey, Murphy's in custody?
Yes.
That would be you to him?
Yes.
And his response was, go ahead, I would like you to interview him.
Yes.
Did you all discuss his prior invocation?
At that time, no.
And is there any reason why you attempted to interview him knowing that he had previously asked for counsel and invoked his rights as it relates to this same and particular incident?
Yes.
Why?
Because I wanted to obtain his statements that he was willing to provide in reference to this investigation.
After he had previously invoked?
Yes.
Did you talk to him about his previous invocation?
No.
And Did you consider this to be a separate interview?
Yes.
And you were aware, obviously, that the arrest in Jacksonville was an arrest for the murder in Tampa.
Yes.
Do you recall why Detective Ramos was not able to come to Jacksonville and conduct that interview on the Tampa murder?
I don't recall.
During the course of your initial interaction with Mr. Murphy, after you read him the advisements, you essentially just say, hey, if you have any questions, let me know. Is that a fair statement generally?
At the conclusion of reading his rights, I did ask him if he understood. His response was yes, and then I followed up with that with what you just said.
Okay. Do you recall whether you ever asked him whether or not he wished to waive those rights?
I believe that's included within what's read to him.
Okay. And so your commentary or your questioning of Mr. Murphy and his responses would be in the transcript, the video, the audio, correct?
Yes, sir.
And it's your testimony that you believe that you asked him whether or not he wished to waive those rights after the advisement was read? And if you don't have any independent recollection, I understand.
My understanding that the rights that are read to him, that's included.
Okay.
I didn't provide any additional follow-up to that.
You didn't ask for an acknowledgement from him after he read it as to whether or not he wanted to waive it.
I feel like that would be a bit redundant, so no.
Okay. And you proceeded then to ask him, hey, look, just print your first name and your last name on that line and we'll get going.
Yes.
Give or take a word here or there.
Yes.
And during the course of the form and the instruction on the form, you talked about the absence of the Tampa detectives being there on that particular day for the interview, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he indicated to you that he didn't want to speak to the Tampa detectives.
He makes a comment alluding to that, yes.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much said verbatim, I don't want to talk to them.
I don't know what the quote was, but yes.
That's fine. And certainly that you remember that type of a dialogue happening with regard to you explaining to him, you're Jacksonville, they're Tampa.
Yes.
Homicide, but you used to. You
Yes.
recall that line of questioning?
That's how I positioned it, yes.
Okay. And you went on to ask him and tell him, well, you know, even if you lied, I probably wouldn't be able to call you out because I don't really know anything about this.
Correct.
Initially, Mr. Murphy denied being in Tampa, didn't he?
He did.
And you began a series of kind of warnings to him where you were telling him, hey, look, your co-defendants are painting you as a mastermind. And, you know, this is going to be the most important conversation of your life. And that these are the kind of things where lives change. And again, I'm not talking about specific language, but in general, do you recall that line of questioning?
Yes, sir.
And then you went on to discuss with him at length the strength of the investigation in Tampa and how good they are down there and what great investigations they do, and that you wouldn't be messing around if you were him. Do you recall that line of questioning?
Yes.
At that particular time or somewhere near it, Mr. Murphy then made an admission to you that he had been in Tampa, but he did not have anything to do with any shooting or any murder.
Yes.
Did you indicate to him that he's never seen anything like what a Tampa interview would be like, and that you're not bluffing about what that would be for him?
I don't understand.
Do you ever recall telling him that, hey, look, this is a Tampa investigation, right? Not Jacksonville. I'm not bluffing you because you've never seen anything that takes place in Tampa and the way they do their investigations and their interview.
I suppose you could phrase it that way, yes.
Okay. And again, listen, I'm not trying to put you on the spot. There's no way for you to know exactly what you said verbatim. Do you recall that general line of questioning, and would you defer to the transcript?
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Murphy told you he didn't want to talk to any Tampa detectives, correct?
Yes.
Because they don't do things like things are done in Jacksonville.
Mr. Murphy was expressing that Tampa wouldn't have the knowledge base of Jacksonville stuff.
And at one point in time, you told them, yeah, they're nasty. Are they nasty? Talking about Tampa detectives.
I said that, yes.
I don't have any further questions. Thank you.
Okay, redirect.
Just briefly, Detective Drabek, when he said he didn't want to talk to any Tampa police detectives, there were no Tampa law enforcement officers in the room. Is that correct?
Correct.
And during the course of your interview, you're allowed to use strategic tactics when questioning suspects. Is that correct?
Yes.
Was it made clear to him that you were speaking to him about the Tampa homicide?
Yes.
Was that the only reason he was arrested, was for the Tampa charges?
Yes.
And during the course of that entire interview, did you make him any sort of promises of any kind during that interview in order to get him to talk to you?
No.
I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, thank you. May this witness be excused.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you can remain outside. I don't know if you're needed for any other motions today.
He is.
Okay, then don't go anywhere. Okay, any additional witnesses?
No additional witnesses, Your Honor.
Okay, so defense, do you have any additional witnesses?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I'm gonna, as I indicated, I'm gonna hear argument later on. All right. Okay, so that is the testimony in total for Rashad Murphy's motion to suppress statements. All right, are we going to stay with, let's see, Mr. Gathright has, looks like 2 motions. Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy has 1, and Rashad Murphy has 1 additional defendant's motion to suppress cell phone. So which motion do you all want to take testimony on next?
Judge, what were they again? I'm sorry.
This is what I show. So this is what I show we've got as far as motions to suppress. Rashad Murphy has a motion to suppress cell phone. Davion Murphy has a motion to suppress search and seizure of Davion Murphy. Sean Gathright has a motion to suppress evidence obtained following the warrantless search of the defendant's vehicle. And Sean Gathright has a motion to suppress evidence illegally obtained from the defendant's iCloud accounts. Is there any other motion to suppress that's going to require testimony that I have overlooked?
Not motion to suppress it. I do. Judge, we do also think that there's testimony required for the motion to limit game charge, but we can do that in the afternoon as well.
Well, Judge, I'm sorry, I didn't recognize, it looks like, I mean, I have on my schedule 3/6 of 2029, the motions eliminated.
Right, but I think that, that the state wants to put on some evidence.
Testimony? I'm
Yes,
sorry.
and
I'm
so,
sorry.
okay, so I tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take a quick 10-minute break. You guys figure out the schedule for the testimony for the remaining witnesses, and then I'll come back and we'll proceed, okay?
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Ronnie, did you want to do the one for the cell phone next? Or is somebody else?
So of course we're not gonna go to a break. They're gonna I'm gonna pull us forward. But so they're moving on to the next person, the next defendant. And it's, let me turn this booster down because it seems like it's just giving them like a lot of feedback to it.
What motion do you all want to take testimony for next?
I believe we're going to stick with Rashad Murphy and do his motion to suppress cell phone.
Okay, very good.
And everybody-
And who's going to be your witness?
Detective Reynolds
Get
again.
that off.
Okay. Yeah.
So we just heard from Rashad Murphy's attorney. They were trying to get his interrogation video to say that it's a blanket effect. No, the judge has not ruled on it. We will hear her rulings soon, but they all have different issues. So now they are about to argue, call witnesses in regards to his cell phone. So I think it's going to be his cell phone, and I think somebody else wants their cell phone, iCloud or something, to be suppressed. So let's listen in.
Sure. All right, so we'll have Detective Ramos back on the stand. Oh, and we don't have a court reporter, so we can't do anything. Never mind. I can't see you, so I need to remember to look before I start talking. Okay, yes, come on up, Detective Ramos. You remain under oath from your previous testimony. We're now moving on to Rashad Murphy's motion to suppress cell phone. Okay, you may proceed.
Again, please state your name for the record.
Juan Ramos.
Detective Ramos, I'm going to go back to your time in Gwinnett County when you were there investigating Rashad Murphy. At some point, was there another detective with Gwinnett County Police Department that was assisted you in the investigation?
Yes.
Who was that?
Detective Angela Carter.
Were you alerted that there was a cell phone in the silver Chevy Cruze when the defendant Rashad Murphy was stopped by Gwinnett County Police Department?
Yes.
And based on that, was there the detective Angela Carter? Did she reach out to you during the course of the investigation prior to you getting to Gwinnett County?
Yes.
At some point, do you know, were you alerted or were you briefed that she had conducted a consensual interview with Charmaine Steiger?
Yes.
And during the course of that, that Ms. Steiger had consented to her, Detective Carter, looking at the phone.
Yes.
At some point during that interview, was the consent withdrawn?
Yes.
Based on that interview, did Detective Carter learn that who that phone belonged to?
Yes.
And what was your understanding of the information that Detective Carter got from Ms. Steiger?
That it was a phone mutually owned by Charmaine Steiger and Rashad Murphy.
And after the consent was withdrawn, was it at that point determined to get a search warrant for that particular phone?
Yes.
Was there a joint search warrant done as you as the joint affiant with Detective Carter because you were located in the jurisdiction of Gwinnett County?
Yes.
Did you assist and provide Detective Carter with the probable cause to get the phone?
Yes.
I'm going to show you State's Exhibit number 3. Are you familiar with this?
Yes.
Is that a copy of the search warrant as well as the affidavit that is the support that lists the probable cause to search that phone belonging to Charmaine Steiger and Rashad Murphy that was taken from the silver Chevy Cruze back in July of 2024?
June 2024.
Sorry, June of 2024.
Yes.
Your Honor, this time we introduce into evidence State's Exhibit number 3.
No objection.
Okay, admitted.
I'm gonna ask you to take a look at that.
Sure.
You're familiar with the PC, is that correct?
Correct.
You assisted in the drafting and provided the basis for all of the probable cause, is that correct?
Correct.
Is there anything that was in the search warrant that was incorrect or misleading for the application of the search warrant?
No.
At the time, I believe you've already testified that there was probable cause to seize the silver Chevy Cruze, is that correct?
Correct.
You did not have probable cause at that time to make an arrest of the defendant on that day, did you?
No.
Was he considered a person of interest based on the investigation that you had done to date?
Yes.
Is that the reason why you wanted to interview him on that day?
Correct.
Specifically asking you about the facts and the circumstances, I believe on the affidavit, the first page of the affidavit and application, where it says, based on the facts and circumstances. Did you read that paragraph for the forensic download of the iPhone and what was given for as the reason?
Yes.
Is there anything that is deceptive or inaccurate in that account?
No.
And specifically, you list in there, you want the location data to clarify the timeline of her, and you're referring to Charmaine Steiger and Murphy's trip to Gwinnett County from Jacksonville, Florida, and because GPS application was displayed at the time, the phone was retrieved from the Chevy Cruze. Is that correct?
Correct.
And it does make a reference that originally with Steiger's consent.
Correct.
And does the, at some point, did you conduct an interview with Charmaine Steiger?
Yes.
And did Detective Angela Carter conduct an interview of Charmaine Steiger prior to seeking this search warrant for that cell phone?
Yes.
And based on those interviews, was she asked about her whereabouts as well as the defendant's whereabouts, and in particular, the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
And does the search warrant and the affidavit for probable cause outline all of that?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, this time we pass the witness.
Okay, cross.
Detective, to back up just a little bit and set the stage here.
Sure.
This was the infancy of this investigation, correct?
Day 3.
And during the course of day 1 through 3, you were able to seek and review video surveillance from various locations that identified this silver Chevy Cruze, correct?
Correct.
And certainly you had no way of knowing who the occupants were or why it was involved or any backdrop other than that is the make, model, and color of this car. We know who the registered owner is, correct?
Yes.
And you haven't developed at that stage of the game any additional information relating to the registered owner. You hadn't spoke to them yet. You had determined whether anybody else could be developed as a result of simply the ownership of the car.
Yeah, I hadn't spoken to the registered owner.
And so what you did do, though, is you did an alert on the vehicle so that if it was found anywhere through any means, that it would be stopped and secured and held for further investigation, correct?
Correct.
Okay. And this had no evidentiary basis or no person or persons attached. It was the vehicle and the vehicle itself and the vehicle alone.
Correct.
And when the license plate readers determined that the Chevy Cruze was in Gwinnett County, you were alerted that there were individuals being detained and the vehicle had been secured, correct?
I was alerted that one individual was detained and the vehicle was secured, yes.
Okay. Were you aware or made aware that there was another individual in the hotel
Yes.
at that time that might have had some involvement with the car?
Yeah, but I don't believe she was arrested or anything. Yeah.
Okay. But she was detained to the extent that she was taken to the police headquarters and there was a request made from her for an interview, correct?
We talked to her, yes. Again, my understanding of that was that she went willingly with the police department and agreed to stay there.
Okay. And the way that it was determined or the way the car was found was through license plate readers.
Correct.
You talked to Ms. Doherty about the search warrant.
Yes.
And so you kind of used a fellow officer type of situation in this regard. You were working with Detective Carter as a fellow law enforcement officer from another jurisdiction, and you had made a determination that you wanted to search his phone, correct?
Yes, a co-affidavit search warrant. I was working with Carter, correct.
Okay. And certainly Detective Carter wouldn't have had any information about any of the evidentiary backdrop or the probable cause for the search warrant. That would have been supplied by you.
I wouldn't agree to that. We spoke about, I briefed her on what we had on the case at that point, and so she had some knowledge going into the interview of what was going on, and then obviously she's developing new information with her interview with Charmaine Steiger, so we're working together as a team.
So the part of it that she would have direct knowledge about would be what happened with that vehicle once it got to Gwinnett County.
Correct.
Essentially, the portion of the affidavit all the way up to that point, which is toward the end, would have been information you developed in the investigation prior to that.
Yes.
And it's fair to say that the one portion or the one part of the affidavit that involved or where Mr. Murphy was mentioned was that Jacksonville had provided you some general intelligence from their sources that revealed that Mr. Chance and Mr. Murphy could be people of interest in this murder, correct?
Prior to the capture of the Cruze, yeah, correct. That was the one piece of information that Jacksonville had obtained.
Right. And what other additional information you might have had at the time that the affidavit was done is that Mr. Murphy was in custody because he was in possession of the Cruze.
Yeah, that added to the probable cause, him being in possession of the Cruze and fleeing from it when they tried to stop him.
Okay. And relating on your reliance in that affidavit to produce probable cause, Jacksonville never gave you any evidentiary basis whatsoever for their opinion that Mr. Murphy could be a person of interest, correct?
Direct evidence? No. I mean, again, they were sourcing information from multiple sources. So
sources that you weren't aware of, correct?
I was not notified what the sources were, correct?
Sources that they didn't tell you who the sources were, correct?
Correct.
You're not aware if there's any witness that provided any information that might indicate that Mr. Murphy was involved, correct?
Witness, no.
There were no forensic evidence that had been developed that would implicate or cause Mr. Murphy to be a person of interest, correct?
Physical forensic, no. I was aware that they were monitoring his Instagram account, and they were extracting some of the information from there as well to verify what the intelligence that they were getting.
You are not suggesting under oath to the court today that your probable cause affidavit for this phone would have included any information regarding Mr. Murphy, an alleged Instagram account, or anything in that Instagram account that would implicate him, correct?
I don't believe I mentioned the Instagram account up to this point, no.
And there were no forensics, obviously, that would cause him to be a person of interest. Would you agree?
Yeah, correct.
No video other than a vehicle that we've been able to identify, correct?
He wasn't identifiable in any video at this point, yeah.
So it was based on this information that we've just discussed that was generally given to you by the Jacksonville detectives that created this portion of the probable cause affidavit for you.
It's not just the information, it's also what happens when the car is captured. It's the totality. So the PC isn't based solely off of what Jacksonville says. It's also his capture, the fact that he's in the car and in possession of the vehicle that we did have probable cause for.
Okay, so you already felt like you had probable cause to do a search warrant for the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and that was your intent to do that.
Correct.
And you're not suggesting that the fact that he was an occupant of that vehicle days after the murder would be evidence that he committed this murder, correct? You agree?
I would think that it's definitely important, in the investigation, or it's it's definitely part of the probable cause, the totality of circumstances, him being in possession of the vehicle that was used in the murder.
And you weren't aware at this particular time that the owner of the murder was related to him, correct?
At this point, no.
So your rationale in then seeking a search warrant for the phone was that you had a search warrant for the car. Mr. Murphy was in the car, so he possessed the car. And when he ran from the car, ultimately a phone was found in the car, correct?
The phone was found inside of the car,
Okay.
correct?
And that phone becomes an extension of the car.
The phone was definitely part of the car, correct?
Well, essentially, your admission when you authored the factual basis for the probable cause for the phone was that the phone was an extension of a car, correct?
The phone was a part of the car, yes.
Prior to your seeking the affidavit and the warrant for the phone, you didn't, between that time frame, come into or become aware of any additional information as it relates to Rashad Murphy being a suspect in this murder than what we've already discussed, correct?
No.
Nothing further.
Okay, redirect.
Just briefly, Your Honor. Detective Ramos, even though that there was a search warrant done on that vehicle and that it was contained in the vehicle, you did a separate search warrant to actually and approved and authorized you and Detective Carter to go into that phone. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you said that there was, it wasn't just the basis of the information from Jacksonville, but you did include the intel from Jacksonville. Is that correct? As part of the basis for this search warrant?
Correct.
And you just referred to it as intel. You didn't list or try to say that this was based on any sort of eyewitness testimony or anything. You specifically put in there, honestly, that it was intel derived from the gang detectives who work in Jacksonville. Is that correct?
Correct.
Listed them by name.
Correct.
And then did you then go in and detail the two names that they had come and provided to you as suspects in this case prior to the defendant being found in the suspect vehicle?
Yes.
And who were the two suspects that they believed, based on their intel, had something to do with this homicide?
Isaiah Chance and Rashad Murphy.
And then Rashad Murphy is found in that vehicle within how many days of the homicide?
3 days.
All of that part of the facts and basis of the search warrants?
Yes.
And then I want to go specifically to the phone. The phone at first was utilized and given to Charmaine Steiger, who said that she also shared use of that phone. Is that correct?
Correct.
She was willing to open that phone and talk to Detective Carter about the phone.
Yes.
All of those facts are contained in the search warrant. Is that correct?
Yes.
And during that interview with Detective Carter, she was questioned as to her whereabouts and the defendant's whereabouts during the time frame of the homicide. Is that correct?
Correct.
As well as that silver Chevy Cruze.
Correct.
And during the course of Detective Carter's interview, did Ms. Steiger, when she was alerted that that car was down in Tampa for a homicide, did she start to change the information she was provided about providing Detective Carter about her and her knowledge as to the defendant's whereabouts that weekend?
Yes.
And is that part of the basis why at that point and included in the search warrant that the phone was then seized and a search warrant was going to be secured? Because at some point, Ms. Steiger did not want her looking at that phone anymore. Is that correct?
Correct.
All of that disclosed and part of the search warrant.
Yes.
All right. I have nothing further, Judge.
Okay, thank you. May this witness step down.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Any additional witnesses from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any witnesses from the defense on this motion, Mr. Gonzalez? Okay, very good. Okay, next will be,
Judge, I know that Mr. Wise had to step out, and he has a couple of them that we'll have to wait, but I do think there is one for Mr. Damian Murphy.
correct? All right, so we'll move on to Davion Murphy, motion to suppress, search and seizure of Davion Murphy. All right, and state, who's going to be your witness or witnesses for this one?
Detective Nieder.
Detective Nieder,
Nieder, yes, Your Honor.
okay, and that's N-E-D-E-R?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
N-E-A-D-E-R.
N-E-A-D-E-R. Davion Murphy's motion to suppress, search and seizure. Okay, detective, raise your right hand. The clerk's going to swear you in.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ismer, you may proceed.
Sir, would you state your name for the record?
Detective Richard Nieder,
Where are you currently employed?
in Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed with the Sheriff's Office?
Be 10 years in September.
What is your role with the Sheriff's Office at this time?
I'm a detective in the Gang Investigations Unit.
And how were you employed in June of 2024?
I was employed by the Sheriff's Office as a detective in the Gang Investigations Unit.
Did a part of your duties include following or monitoring one specific gang?
Yes,
Did your duties also include making sure that you maintain some level of knowledge as it related to the other relevant gangs in Jacksonville as well?
yes,
Did you ultimately have an opportunity to assist in the investigation into the homicide of Charles Jones?
I did.
And as a part of your role in that case, did you in part conduct or participate in an interview of an individual by the name of Davion Murphy?
Yes.
And do you recall when that interview occurred?
It was, I don't remember the exact date and time, but it was after his arrest in Jacksonville for the warrant that he had.
Would that have been subsequent to the homicide of Charles Jones?
Yes, it was many months after.
And did it take some time for law enforcement to actually locate and arrest Davion Murphy on the homicide warrant?
It did.
Once he was subsequently arrested, were you aware or notified by the arresting unit that arrested Mr. Murphy that he was in custody?
Yes, our unit assisted our SWAT team in arresting him, along with our U.S. Marshals team.
At the time of Mr. Davion Murphy's arrest, was there a photograph produced to you of him at the location of his arrest?
Yes.
Were you able to ascertain what he was wearing at that time?
He was wearing a tan jacket and pants, is what I recall.
And had you received that before you actually completed the interview with Mr. Murphy?
Yes, I saw that prior to interviewing him.
Did a formal interview actually take place?
Yes,
Where did that occur?
at our CJIC office, which is located inside of our state attorney's office in Jacksonville.
And was that interview recorded in some way?
It was.
When you had an opportunity to actually speak with him, did you read him Miranda and go through the full formal process of an interview?
Yes, we did.
During the course of that interview, does his clothing or attire change in some way?
Yes.
How is that?
I believe the jacket came off and he was wearing a tank top, like a wife beater, white style tank top.
Was the clothing that he was wearing at that point, could you see more of his body?
Yes.
What parts of his body were exposed to you visually?
After the jacket was off, was
Yes.
his arms
His arms?
and his neck.
And was there anything that you annotated or marked down, took note of, that was of importance or potential value to your assistance in the investigation?
Yes, prior to him taking his jacket off, I could see the tattoo 1200 block on the back of his neck. And then after he took his jacket off, I observed several other 1200 gang tattoos.
At the conclusion of the interview that you conducted, or towards the end of that interview, did you have an opportunity to ask Mr. Davion Murphy if you could photograph those tattoos?
I did.
And tell me how that came about.
I asked him, JSO procedures, if you have tattoos on your body, they photograph them at the jail. I asked him if I could take pictures of them inside of the room. And I believe his response was like something like facts or like for sure. I took that as like a consent to photograph his body. Also advised him that they were going to be doing it at the jail as well.
When you spoke to him or asked him about the taking of the photographs, was it a situation where you believed you even needed consent to take photographs?
I don't believe so, because I was either going to take them myself or they were going to be taken at the jail. and I would just pull them from our jail inmate photos.
Is it standard process or procedure for your agency in working with the jail that you will assist the jail in taking photos? Is that typical? Or
I don't assist the corrections officers take the photos, but yes, if you go through processing into our jailhouse, the corrections officers will photograph the tattoos that are on your body that is within reason, like legs, body, neck, face, arms. They don't do like private areas tattoos.
would the
So this is the memo to all people that want to commit crime. The only place that they're not going to they're not going to take pictors of is your private areas, right? So if you want to get 1200 block or ATK or any of these other things, KFC, UFC, NBC, ABC, if you want to get any of this stuff tattooed on you, and it can be correlated with some type of boom boom activity, you probably want to get it on in your private areas, is what he basically saying. Because I know we are not here today in court arguing a motion in regards to them taking pictures of his person, which included his tattoos. That's what we doing. All right. Denied.
photos include chest and back? Is
Yes,
that an open
yes, it
area?
would. That would be an area that they would take photographs of the tattoos.
Did you take photos of the tattoos that you saw visually while you were in the course of your interview?
Yes, I did.
And ultimately submitted those photographs as well?
Yes.
When you indicated that you took photographs of pertinent items, you said you saw a tattoo of 1200. What is that, if any, significance to you?
1200 is the name of a gang on our city's east side. It stands for the 1200 block of East First Street, and it's the gang that Davion Murphy is associated to.
Were there other tattoos that you photographed that you recognize as having been related to what has now in court been this ongoing rivalry?
Yes, ma'am.
And would that have also represented people who have died as a result of the violence back and forth?
Yes.
For purposes of documenting those things, did you also make a note or write a supplement which indicated that you took those photographs, which could be used by you or other officers in your agency?
Yes.
And are you familiar with the statutory criteria for determining whether someone meets gang eligibility requirements?
Yes, ma'am. And tattoos is one of them.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, cross.
Good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
Good.
All right, so I want to just start off with this interview with Davion Murphy was recorded, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you watched it?
I have not.
You have not watched it.
I've watched like bits and pieces of it, but I've not fully watched the whole thing over again.
Okay, so if it was yourself and who else was in that?
I believe it was Detective Drabeck.
All right.
Detective Drabeck would have been like the lead on the interview, and I would have been like a second chair, like helping him.
If I were to show you portions of that interview with Davion Murphy, would you recognize them?
Yes, ma'am.
You recognize it? Detective, I want to show you just portions of that
Okay.
interview.
I tell y'all guys, these Murphy
Is
boys,
it, are you,
I'm looking at these Murphy boys, these cousins, they look rough. Golly, I don't know. I mean, I know that being in custody, being incarcerated can do some strange things to you. But gosh, just looking at them, they look rough. I hope they get haircuts before the trial. Because if I was a juror, I would be scared of you just because of your hair. You have to get this together. Like this hair game, you're gonna have to let it go, sir. Y'all look scary as hell to me, right? Oh my goodness. I'm like, go put them in jail because of their appearance. Like they look scary. They look rough. Oh, please. Attorneys, please have your clients get their hair cut before we go to trial. I'm telling you, next month I cannot see this because I'm gonna convict them because of their hair. All right. Oh my goodness, darn, look at that face. Don't he look scary? Oh, could you imagine waking up to that mother every day? Arr! Me personally, like that's just way too rough for me. Darn. Like you ain't got nobody to braid it or twist it. You gotta let it go. You know, like Teddy Pendergrass is another TKO. Let that go. Especially when we go to trial. I hope they look different when they go to trial. If not, just I'm gonna convict them just because of their hair. All right.
Going to be introducing the interview into evidence, or
I am, Judge, and I have it on a thumb drive, and I wasn't expecting to go up this soon, but I do have it on a thumb drive as well as the photographs. So it will be defense, it will be the entire interview, but I'm just gonna play portions for the court and for the detective.
okay. So for the record, this would be what, defense exhibit? I thought we had 3 that was entered though. That was okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to preliminarily, this will be introduced as defense exhibit 2, which would be the recorded interview, I guess, in its totality of Davion Murphy.
Judge, did you say it was defense number 2?
Well, that's what the clerk said.
Yeah, I already have one, I just wasn't working on yet, but it's already labeled 1 for defense. It's transcript.
But is that for this defendant?
Does it not say one? Exhibit number 1?
It says 1.
One as it relates
Also,
to
Rashad Murphy, I'm sorry.
This is
So this will be 1.
Yes. Okay. All right. This will be exhibit 1 for defendant Davion Murphy. Okay.
Whatever that is on your laptop. Yes. Okay, click that. Okay, ready? You ready? Here we go.
All right, can you see that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, perfect, thank you. So, for this portion of it, which is defense for Davion Murphy exhibit
1.
1, thank you. Do you see, and I have it stopped, but the beginning of this video appears to be Davion Murphy walking into the interrogation room, and in front of them, there's someone that's standing in a black t-shirt. Is that?
That would be Detective Drabeck.
And then you would be?
I believe I'm behind him, maybe walking in behind the patrol officer or the transport officer that's there also.
Who pulled his jacket down?
Was not me, so I'm not sure. It could have fell based on the angle of his arms. With your hands behind your back, your shoulders really aren't providing much support of clothing.
I didn't mean to interrupt you. All right, so let me just kind of sort of play. So then behind him would have been.
Yeah,
himself,
I haven't entered the room yet.
Okay.
That's me in the green hat.
Yes. And do you see Mr. Murphy kind of pulling up his shoulder and putting his jacket further to cover himself?
I wasn't paying attention to that point, but I
Okay,
can't really see what he's doing up there.
All right, let me rewind it for you. Let's watch it again. You see the kind of the top of the screen there?
Mm-hmm.
Top left?
Yes.
You'll see his shoulder, his body kind of move where he is repositioning his jacket.
Yeah, I saw that. Let's see that. I don't know if he was doing that for his jacket or the fact that his shoulder may have been uncomfortable by him being in handcuffs. He could have been stretching her. I don't know what his actions were at that time.
If he wanted to stretch, surely after his handcuffs were off, he would have stretched and probably waited, right?
Yeah, you could. I mean, rolling your shoulder would be a form of stretch.
Okay, but it's your testimony that you nor anyone that you saw or you were present with pulled his jacket down, meaning Davion Murphy's jacket down.
I did not.
All right, so let me kind of stop it there. You had indicated that Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, had consented. You had read him Miranda, and then he consented to these photographs.
Towards the end of the interview, I asked him about his. I asked him if I could photograph them. I let him know they're going to do it at the jail, and I believe his response was something along the lines of like, "For sure," which implemented to me that I could photograph them.
So it's your testimony that you asked Davion Murphy.
We were speaking about his tattoos, and I asked if I could photograph them, and he responded with facts for sure.
All right, so then I'm going to speed this interview up, and hopefully I have my times correct. And I'm going to stop. I'll stop at 2:01:01. Wait. Should be 25. We'll stop at 2:01:20.
And is there audio?
No, you're good. He is finishing it up.
You don't look like that.
About the same time. Yeah. He is.
Should I stop?
Sure, I just didn't know if there was audio, so.
There is audio. I just didn't think the first part was
Yeah, that's
relevant,
fine.
but okay.
Finishing it up. It just takes a while because we got to get the info from Tampa to here. But what I want to do is I'm going to take some pictures of your tattoos. That way it kind of speeds it up at the gym.
Okay, so at that point, you're telling Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, that you're going to take photographs of his tattoos. You're not asking him. Would you agree?
And he agreed with me.
Okay, let me back that up.
All right, one last thing we got. Now you're good. I don't have it yet. He is finishing it up.
You don't look like that.
You don't think so? About the same time. Yeah. He is finishing it up. It just takes a while because we got to get the info from Tampa to here. But what I want to do is I'm going to take some pictures of your tattoos. That way it kind of speeds it up at the jail.
I'm saying all of them still current though. Ain't getting nothing.
They don't have them at the jail.
Oh, in prison. Y'all got them. Y'all can get them from prison.
So did you ask him or did you tell him? Because it appears from this interview that you're actually telling Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, that you're taking photos. You're going to take photographs of them.
Yes, I said I'm going to take photographs of your tattoos, and he responded with facts for sure, and then undressed himself, giving consent to photograph his body.
Facts for sure. What does that mean?
Facts for sure, it would be like a yes, and then with the fact that he took his jacket off, mean that he was allowing me to photograph him.
Well, didn't he ask you before he started unzipping his jacket? Don't you have these photographs from DOC? Did you already have these photographs? And you said no.
And I answered that our jail did not have photographs of his tattoos.
Okay. So at your direction, Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, begins to unzip his jacket.
No, ma'am.
Agreed?
I would not agree with you. I didn't tell him to take his jacket off.
All right. Would you agree that he's in a confined interrogation room, right?
Correct.
With yourself and Detective Drayback, right?
That right there is Detective Matthew Jones. That's not Drayback, but yes, ma'am. He was at one point.
Thank you for that correction. He's in a small space, right?
Yes,
With
reasonable.
two detectives.
Yes.
He's just been, and during that interview, would you agree with me that Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, indicates to you that he's been drinking and smoking marijuana really the entirety of that day?
I don't recall what he said his plans were that day, what he did that day.
All right, fair enough. Would you agree with me that he really didn't have much of a choice if that's what you're indicating to the court, is that he agreed or he consented to these photographs?
No, I wouldn't agree with you on that.
All right, so let's kind of play the remainder of this, okay?
Okay.
And I'm at 2:01:15. 53 seconds.
Did you get him in prison?
Yeah, I always came in prison. These are always prison tattoos.
All right. Soldier. Yeah. Did you join in prison? Soldier.
No, I don't know what that is. It's just a Buddha man.
What's KD? Roll it. You can roll it.
KD, that's my little sister. That's my little sister. You say KD Cosmetics.
Okay.
Makeup.
That's her lips.
Yeah. Lip gloss brand. She want to start a makeup company.
187. Nice. What's 490? What's 490?
Time.
There's no 90-minute time. Loan bags? Where's the free case bags tattoo at?
Free case bag?
Yeah.
I don't know, fool. I don't know who that
You know
is.
him?
Who's case bag?
Oh, man. Is that like a Celtic thing?
Nah, same something. I just remixed it in my own way. It'd be different.
Okay. You said Saint?
Yeah, the same something. You talking about middle of my neck?
New
Right?
Orleans Saints?
Nah, yeah, New Orleans Saints.
You're a
New
Saints
Orleans
fan?
Saints, yeah. I just mixed it up in my own way, try to be different. Yeah, that's my favorite player though.
For real?
Yeah,
For real?
but
How many photographs
Roy's
did you
running
take?
back all the time.
I don't know the exact
Jacoby
amount.
Wright. Who's Jacoby Wright?
My little brother.
How many brothers you got?
No, I know that's the picture you wanted to get.
At that point, the photograph that he moved here behind Mr. Davion Murphy, and he's got the red tank top on, you're actually pulling his tank top down, right?
No.
No? Okay.
That's the picture
Got
you
some
wanted to
money
get.
on him.
No, that's the picture you want to get.
What's the
That.
belly looking like? What you got there? You been on Ozempic? She totally found it. I got that. Let me get this. I've been coming back. And let me get this caver one. There's K4 on you. Well, you look.
All right, so that is in fact you in that interview room taking those photographs, right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I want to show you what I'm going to mark as defense exhibit 2 for identification. So the composite of second first witness. Let's see, come on, first.
It's a composite.
It's a composite.
Do you have them marked to A, B, C, D?
I don't have a mark,
So-
but I would say there's a composite of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, do me a favor. Do you have a pencil or pen on the back of them as you're showing the witness? Just put to A, B, C, D, so the record's clear what photo is being shown. Okay. So just mark them as you go. Do you have something to write?
All right, so
Is there going to be any objection to these being admitted?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So
it's going to
do
show
we have
you
an
this.
Elmo? Can you show them? What are you going to do?
I was going to identify them if you want.
Yeah, the state is conceding that they can be admitted, so you don't need to lay the predicate.
It doesn't matter. It's one way or another. I don't mind.
All right, so then I'm going to, this is, I gotta switch to the Elmo, right?
The tech guru needs to intervene.
Okay, so this is going to be,
So you're showing him, what is this?
this is going to be 2A.
Okay, very good.
Did you take that photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is going to be 2B. Did you also take that photograph?
Yes, ma'am.
This is going to be defense 2C. You took that photograph as well?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are the same photographs that we were watching you take in the interview.
Yes.
And this photograph as well, which is going to be 2B. Zoom out. 2D.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And 2E. Oh.
I thought she's on E.
E.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
And then 2F.
Yes.
All right, you would agree with me that all of these photographs thus far are of Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, in just a red tank top, right?
Yes.
Jacket has been removed that he had on.
Yes.
This is going to be G, 2G.
Yes.
You took that one as well? And 2H, that one as well?
Yes.
And 2I?
Yes.
And then 2J?
Yes.
And in 2J, would you agree with me that that would be your hand that you're pulling down the back of Mr. Davion Murphy's?
Yes, it appears I'm pulling it down to obtain the full photograph, so you can see the entirety of the tattoo.
So your testimony earlier, when you had indicated to us.
Yes, I must have mistaken about pulling it down. I couldn't see it in the video, and I didn't recall it, but seeing this photograph refreshes that I did pull it down to view the entire tattoo.
All right, fair enough. And then K, that's a photograph of Mr. Davion Murphy's stomach.
Torso area, yes, ma'am.
Torso area, thank you. And he's pulling up his shirt, right?
Yes, he did.
At your direction?
I don't know if we exactly told him to pull his shirt up. We asked him if he had body tats, and he showed him off.
And then 2K.
Yes,
That one as well.
that one, yes, ma'am.
And would you agree with me that Mr. Murphy during that interview and during that last portion, he had indicated to you that the tattoos that you had just taken of his body, right?
Yes.
Were obtained while he was incarcerated in prison.
Yeah, he did say that he got some of them while he was in prison. Yes.
And do you know the time frame? Do you know when Mr. Davion Murphy was released from prison?
I don't know the exact date that he was released, but if I recall correctly, it wasn't very long before he was back in our custody.
Do you know how long he was in prison?
I do not.
But it was more than a couple years, right?
I don't know his exact prison time.
Did you ever obtain a search warrant or, that was compound, but because we're here at a hearing, did you or anyone from the Tampa Police Department obtain a search warrant for Mr. Davion Murphy's body?
No, I did. I'm not sure about Tampa. I can only speak for myself. I did not.
Well, they did. So would that have changed your position as to whether or not you felt that you could direct Davion Murphy to lift his shirt up or you pull his shirt down in the back, etc.?
No.
Would you have waited?
No.
Is there a reason why you did not obtain a search warrant first?
He was under arrest, and I didn't forcefully take his clothing off to photograph him. I asked him, or didn't ask him. I said, "I'm gonna take photographs of you," and he took his clothing off by himself. And at our jail, they were going to photograph him regardless. So I would have obtained those photographs whether I did them myself or if I went to the jailhouse and had them printed off.
So it's your testimony that when Mr. Davion Murphy went to the jail, they would have photographed both the front and the back.
All of his tattoos. Yes, they would have photographed his tattoos.
Did the jail in fact do that?
I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to go back and look.
Did you obtain any of those photographs?
No, because I took them myself.
Okay, so if the jail had taken additional photographs of Davion Murphy's tattoos,
I wouldn't have got them because I wouldn't have needed them because I already had them.
Okay, do you know if they, as you sit here, you don't know if they took them?
They should have, but I did not go back and double check because, like I said, I did not need them anymore.
Do you know if the Tampa Police Department took them when he was transported to Tampa?
I'm not sure how Tampa and Hillsborough County works now.
Is it something that, is that something that a trained detective, either in a gang unit or homicide unit, would want to obtain?
I already obtained them, so I had no reason to figure out if they photographed their inmates or not.
Do you know if Mr. Murphy, Davion Murphy, had any tattoos below his waist?
That, like I said, we don't photograph in those areas. We only photograph the body.
So if the below his waist would have been photographed either by Jacksonville at the detention facility or in Tampa regarding potential gang affiliated
His
tattoos, you wouldn't know.
his lower half would not be photographed by the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
What if there was gang tattoos that were affiliated with the tattoos that you had taken?
That's not, our jail doesn't photograph below the waist. It's your body, your neck, your face, and your arms.
What if the individual did have tattoos above the waist and had tattoos that were affiliated with the gang below?
I'm not sure. I don't know how to answer that because that's not what our policies and procedures are.
Would you, if you knew, if you had either on Instagram, what have you, that someone had a tattoo below the waist, either on their thigh, their ankle, what have you, is that something that you would have sought a search warrant for?
I would think it would depend on the circumstances of the photograph.
Well, I'm telling you what the circumstances are, because you indicated that Jacksonville jail does not take photographs of anything below the waist, right? That's what you testified to.
Correct.
Okay. So if an individual had gang tattoos that you were aware of as a detective, right? You would have sought a search warrant in order to obtain photographs of those tattoos below the waist?
I can't speak on what I could have or should have done or would have done.
Hypothetically,
If he would have had tattoos below his waist, I would have addressed that situation at that time. But based on my investigation, that the tattoos that I photographed were on his body, and I did not photograph anything below his waist. So I can't tell you if I would have done something or I would have done something. At the end of it, I didn't, because I didn't photograph below his waist or anything.
All right. So hypothetically, with your training and experience, right? You're a gang detective at Jacksonville.
Correct.
In Jacksonville. Hypothetically, if you had an individual, a person of interest that had tattoos that you know of, that had tattoos below the waist, what would you have done?
I mean, I don't like speaking on hypothetically. I work off facts.
Factually, I'm giving you a factual hypothetical. I'm giving you that factual hypothetical. Let's just pretend they are the facts. What would you have done? Would you have?
Ma'am, I can't answer that. We're talking about pretending and hypotheticals. That's not realistic to me. I work off facts and things that are happening.
Answer the question.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
Do you know if the Tampa Police Department obtained any photographs of Davion Murphy from the waist down?
I do not. I would have to ask Tampa that.
You already testified that Mr. Murphy received these. You admitted that he received the majority of the tattoos that, or actually you said all of the tattoos that you had taken, right, of him in prison.
I don't know if he said all of them or some of them, but he said he did receive some of the tattoos in prison.
Fair enough. And because you did not attempt to or believe that Mr. Murphy consented to any photographing of below the waist, or check with Jacksonville Police Department or Jacksonville Police Department as to whether or not he had any tattoos that were gang related that perhaps he didn't receive in prison. You can't testify that.
Yeah, I'm not. That you kind of lost me on that question. I'm sorry.
I know it's kind of complicated. Do you know whether or not Davion Murphy has any tattoos below the waist that he did not receive in prison?
Oh, I do not. I don't know what tattoos he had prior to prison or the ones he got in prison. We didn't discuss that.
Did you have the tattoos that he allegedly, photographs of the tattoos that allegedly are from when he was in prison? Because you had indicated to Mr. Murphy that you had those or could get those.
Yeah, I could reach out to the Department of Corrections and ask them. They would have like photos as he went along his time in prison. If they noticed more tattoos, I would imagine that the Department of Corrections would photograph them. I've never worked for the Department of Corrections, so I don't know how they operate or what they do. But if he says that they got him in the prison, will have documentations, that would make me feel like that Mr. Murphy has noticed that corrections officers have photographed his body over time.
All right. Those are all the questions I have for you. I just wanted to make sure that this was good for the clerk.
Yes, ma'am.
When you entered the interview room where Mr. Murphy was located, were the tattoos on his neck visible without any questions or follow-up whatsoever?
Yes.
Were the tattoos on his hands visible without any questions or follow-up whatsoever?
Yes.
Did you have an opportunity to ask him, not command or demand, but to photograph his tattoos?
Yes.
Regardless of whatever his response would have been, would you have still photographed his tattoos based on the observations you made?
Personally, I would not have, if he would have said no, I would not have taken his jacket off of him. I would have just waited and got the jail photos.
Okay, well, you know that the jail is going to take photographs of his tattoos at that point.
Correct.
And you also know that you could, or that the photos exist in the Department of Corrections records, because the defendant not only admitted it, but you're familiar with their processing of inmates.
Yes, that would have just taken a lengthy amount of time to obtain them, dealing with those guys.
But they are in existence and
They should.
also available.
Yes, they should be.
So inevitably, you would have had them from the Department of Corrections based on the defendant's statements and your knowledge of how the Department of Corrections photographs inmates.
Yes.
And their tattoos during the course of their stay in Department of Corrections custody, correct?
Yes.
And inevitably also would have received them from the jail.
Yes.
There was a lot of conversation or questions that you were asked about above the waist and below the waist. When you're talking about below the waist, are you talking about private areas? For example, a tattoo on someone's genitals would not be something you standard or typically would have taken
Correct.
without something else.
Correct.
Now, you were asked about what is visible. If you saw a gang tattoo on an ankle during the course of your interview, is that something you would have photographed?
Yeah,
Maybe relevant.
if I could see it.
Now, when you said to the defendant, "What's the belly look like?" obviously you were referencing his stomach,
Yes,
but you didn't make any other kind of command, demand, instruction beyond that, correct?
I did not.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. May this witness step outside.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Detective. Any additional witnesses from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, any witnesses for the defense? Okay, all right, very good. That concludes evidentiary portion of Davion Murphy's motion to suppress. So you want to move on to Sean Gathright?
Yes, Judge. I believe Mr. Wise is back.
Yes, he is. Okay, all right, you ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, state, do you care which one we start with?
Judge, I know the one of the search of the traffic stop at house, we have 5 witnesses, but not, I mean, if you want to do a couple and we go to lunch, it's up to you, Judge.
Okay, let's go ahead and get started at least. Are there any witnesses that you would call initially that will be done completely as far as testifying goes?
Barry, I don't think we'll need it yet, but I was going to call him third in the.
That's fine. I'm just asking the question. Well,
I would rather just go chronologically.
that's fine. Just call a witness.
Okay. Detective Juan Ramos.
We're doing the, I believe, the motion to suppress evidence obtained following the warrantless search of the defendant's vehicle.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Detective Ramos, welcome back. You remain under oath and we're now proceeding forward with testimony for SeanGathright's motion to suppress evidence obtained following the warrantless search of the defendant's vehicle. Okay?
And Judge, can I go background because
That's
you've
fine.
already taken it?
Yep.
Detective Ramos, I'm going to ask you with regards again to the homicide investigation of Charles Jones. You had developed a probable cause for the black Chevy Impala, is that correct?
Correct.
Can you tell the court how it is that you came to identify the black Chevy Impala?
The Impala was identified through a mixture of video and surveillance footage that was obtained from the homicide scene and at least 2 other locations where the victim was tracked. And then ultimately that was compared to images from license plate readers, and the license plate readers gave us the identity of the vehicle, specifically the license plate number.
And did you run the registration of the black Chevy Impala?
Yes.
And who did that come back to?
Damali Lyle in Jacksonville, Florida, defendant Sean Gathright's mother.
And is that near or close in time to when you were able to identify the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes, the way we identified them is they were traveling in tandem at some of these readers.
And you were able to also identify a license plate for the silver Chevy Cruze?
Yes.
Did you run the license plate, the tag for that particular vehicle as well?
Yes.
After you had, and who was the registered owner of the silver Chevy Cruze?
And Jasmine Glennon.
After you had identified both of the suspect vehicles from the video surveillance by running them through the license plate readers, what did you do with that information?
I put them into the state and national databases of felony wanted vehicles.
Now I want to ask you about both the silver Chevy Cruze and the black Chevy Impala. When you ran the registered owners, were any of them, did they live in Tampa?
No.
So there was no indication and you did not have any reason to believe they were within your jurisdiction of Hillsborough County, is that correct?
Correct.
And so what type of BOLO did you put out for those vehicles?
FCIC is a statewide database and NCIC a national database.
What does that do?
That puts the vehicle information, license plate, VIN number, all the descriptors and case number into a database. So if any law enforcement runs that plate, they can see the hit and know that the vehicle is wanted in Tampa.
Okay. And after you are alerted, what is your intent at that point?
To seize that vehicle for evidence.
During the course of your investigation, did you get alerted to a hit by another law enforcement agency of the black Chevy Impala?
Yes, Polk County.
When did that occur?
To June 26th as well, June 26, 2024.
A couple of days, 3 days after the homicide, is that correct?
Correct.
Were you at any point during the investigation, were you in a position at that time of hearing that alert to respond to Polk County?
No, I was on my way to Georgia.
To conduct the interview of Rashad Murphy, is that correct?
Correct.
Did you request for other detectives at the Tampa Police Department to respond to Polk County where the Chevy Impala had been located?
Yes.
And who was that?
Detectives David Alverson and Matthew Kirkpatrick.
And after they responded to that area and made contact with the Polk County Sheriff's Office, did they relay back to you what had occurred during their part of the investigation?
Yes.
And what were you briefed as to that?
That the black Impala was located and taken into custody, that at the time that it was located and taken into custody, it was being driven by defendant Sean Gaithright's grandmother, and that the detectives obtained a statement from Sean's grandmother and viewed some footage from her home in relation to this homicide.
And since Sean Gaithrite was not with the vehicle at that point, did you know where he was?
No.
And had there been, you said that there was some video footage that was recovered, that included Mr. Gaithrite, the date and time when he arrived at his grandmother's house in the black Chevy Impala.
Correct.
And were you briefed as to what he did when he got there?
Yes.
And is that based both on the detectives Alverson and Kirkpatrick viewing the video footage themselves, as well as conducting an interview with defendant Sean Gaithright's grandmother?
Correct.
And based on that information, did you receive any information about any sort of other vehicle that was now at play in your investigation?
Yes.
What was that?
A gold 4Runner. I was told that Sean Gaithrite arrived to his grandmother's house, swapped out things that were in the black Impala, put them into a gold 4Runner, and left in that gold 4Runner.
Based on the information from the grandmother, was there any indication at that time from the grandmother that she saw any sort of firearms or weapons?
No.
But you were given a description of what he was driving, is that correct?
Correct.
And were you also given information that he had removed any sort of items that were in the black Chevy Impala and placed them into the Toyota 4Runner?
Correct.
After you received that information, did you then brief Detective Drayback as to the information that you had received from Detective Alverson?
Yes.
When did that occur?
The same day, the 26th.
Were you, did you provide Detective Drayback with a description of that Toyota 4Runner?
Yes.
What sort of information were you able to give him?
So I was able to find out that vehicle was registered to Damali Lau as well. So I was able to give him the license plate number, make, model, year, color, full description on the vehicle.
And after you did that, did you also tell him or ever direct him to stop that vehicle or any orders in relation to that?
Yes, I asked him to see if they can put some resources into looking for that vehicle, because I believe that Sean Gaithrite was in that vehicle and items might have been taken out of the Impala and put into that vehicle. So they started searching for that vehicle and they found it.
And was that to conduct surveillance of the video? I'm sorry, surveillance of that particular car?
The ultimate goal was to get it stopped and try to establish probable cause to search it.
And all of that was conveyed to Detective Draybeck with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, is that correct?
Correct.
And now I want to ask you, I know that you were not there when that vehicle was stopped or searched. Is that correct?
Correct.
There were items later that were searched based on whatever Jacksonville Sheriff's Office authority was to search it. Is that correct?
Correct.
Everything that was later done, were you briefed as to that?
Yes.
And included in there, were you later learned that there were firearms as well as cell phones and laptops and stuff of that nature that were recovered from the vehicle?
Yes.
And before looking at any sort of cell phone, would you have obtained a search warrant to do that?
I would have. Yes.
Were you alerted that the cell phones that were obtained in this case, that they were new phones?
Yes.
And based on that, did you then decide to do a search warrant for the defendant's iCloud account instead?
Correct.
Did you ever search or seize the defendant's phone?
No.
And as far as the search warrant, again, for the house that was later done on Sean Gathwright's house, did you participate in that search warrant or execute that search warrant on behalf of the homicide case here?
No.
What is your understanding as to how they did the search for Sean Gathwright's house?
Jacksonville had their own probable cause for Sean Gathwright's house, and within that search warrant for their probable cause, the scope included firearms and firearm components.
And so was that a probable cause search warrant that was done for a homicide investigation that occurred in Jacksonville and had nothing to do with the homicide that occurred here in Tampa? Is that correct?
Correct.
So they had executed a search warrant and it was authorized by a judge, and they did that on their own for their own case. Is that correct?
Correct.
And during the course and execution of that search warrant, they received, and within the purview of the search warrant, were authorized to take firearms and ammunition. Is that correct?
Correct.
And they processed it and they seized it for their case. Is that correct?
Correct.
And they ran NIBIN and conducted testing on those items pursuant to their investigation. Is that correct?
Correct.
And you were relayed information after those items were processed for their case that it was connected to your case. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, we pass the witness.
Okay, Cross, Wise.
Your Honor, I know the iCloud warrant came up, but so we're going to do that motion separately.
That is correct, Judge. Because you had also brought up the phone, I just wanted to touch upon it.
Morning, Detective.
Morning, sir.
Detective Ramos, you first learned of Sean Gathwright's name, correct me if I'm wrong, after you connect the Chevy Impala to his mother and then learn that his mother, Molly Lyle, has 2 children, including Mr. Gathwright, correct?
Correct.
And when you come upon that information, you contact, I believe it's Detective Drabick in Jacksonville, and ask him about this Chevy Impala that you've now seen on the license plate readers. Is that correct?
We spoke about it, yes.
And he wasn't familiar with that particular car, correct?
No.
And when you hit, and at that point, had you developed the Sean Gathwright name, or does that come at a different time?
The very first time that I know of the Sean Gathwright name is when I ran the license plate registration to the Black Impala and saw that the registered owner was Damali Lyle, and then I did some research into her and saw that she had 2 children that lived at the same address.
And so when you come upon Sean Gathwright and you believe he may have maybe a person of interest to you at that point, you asked Detective Drabick about Sean Gathwright as well, correct?
There wasn't much at that point. We had not located the vehicle yet, so I did not have the information from grandmother or the video footage of him driving the vehicle to the house after the murder. So there wasn't much discussion prior to the capture of the Impala about Sean Gathwright.
Okay, but at some point prior to the traffic stop, ultimately in Jacksonville, you have asked Detective Drabick about Sean Gathwright, correct?
I believe we spoke about him, yes.
And Detective Drabick didn't know who Sean Gathwright was.
They didn't have any real history on him at that point.
I mean, he wasn't even familiar with the name, right?
From what I can recall, yeah.
Now, by the time you have connected the Impala and the Gold 4Runner, and you relay that to Jacksonville detectives, I think Detective Drabick, that is on or about June 26th at noon. Does that sound right?
About that, yes.
Okay. And you have said that the ultimate goal was to have that 4Runner stopped and develop PC to search it, correct?
Correct.
I mean, but you agree with me, you've got to have a legal basis, number 1, to stop the car, and number 2, to search the car, right?
As the Supreme Court ruled, the pretextual traffic stops are perfectly legal. So they had to develop their own PC. But yes, it's a pretextual stop.
Pretextual stops are legal, but you've got to have cause to stop the car first, right?
I believe they developed their own cause, yes.
And you would agree with me, based on what you had seen to that point, you don't have enough to conduct a traffic stop of this 4Runner.
At that point, the decision was made prior to that there wasn't enough probable cause to seize the vehicle itself for this investigation, yes.
And you're aware, even if a traffic stop is made, then you have to have probable cause to search the car for some reason, correct?
We had the information that items were removed from the car and placed into that car. So again, there was some evidence that that car was in play in relation to our murder, but there wasn't a warrant that we were seeking for that. At that
And
time.
just to clarify for the record, we're talking about the Forerunner, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And,
thank you.
and that's again, my question is, for the Forerunner, you recognize you're a seasoned detective. If you pull it over for a traffic stop, an alleged traffic infraction, you got to have some probable cause to search the car. You can't just go in and search the car.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
And at that point, even with your suspicions, was not enough to justify a seizure and search of the car.
On its own, no.
And you said about noon on the 26th, you're notifying Jacksonville basically that you're hoping to be able to search this car.
I told them that a suspect in this homicide, was likely traveling in this vehicle, and I asked them to look for it. Yes.
And then within approximately 2.5 hours of that time, the car has been stopped and searched. Does that sound about right?
It was that same day in the afternoon. Yes.
With about 2:30 that afternoon?
I can't recall the exact time that they stopped the vehicle, but it was somewhere in that afternoon.
Approximately 2.5 hours after you contacted them. Does that sound about right, that they would have stopped and searched it by that point?
I can't recall it.
Okay. And I think you covered this, but you don't have any part in the stop and search of the car in Jackson.
Correct.
Well, are you in Georgia at that point or in Tampa?
I'm either traveling to Georgia or in Georgia.
Okay. You mentioned the knowledge you had of Jacksonville, then obtaining a search warrant from Mr. Gathridge's house later.
Correct.
But you were aware that they were relying on evidence that was obtained from that traffic stop to get the search warrant for the house in Jacksonville.
Correct.
And you also mentioned that evidence is taken from the house that is being investigated in connection with the case in Jacksonville. But there's also evidence taken from that house that you ultimately rely on in your investigation, correct?
Correct.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, redirect?
No, Your Honor.